we're not streaming.
Kathy and Kenny here to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies, oh so bright. Join us for a blast tonight. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know. Kathy and Kenny always in the mix. Pop culture fun fix to fix. Pop culture kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone. Sit for everyone. I brought some for everyone. Pop culture kids podcast crew. Tune in and let the topics move. Kathy and Kenny make it fun. Pop culture talk for everyone.
It's Saturday night
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture.
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome in, everyone. It is Pop Culture Kids on a Sunday night, coming to you from the North and the South. Me from North Carolina, Kenny from South Jersey. How are you, my brother?
I am doing great, my sister. I am. You know what I did today?
I have no idea.
I went to the gym today. I worked out today for the
Oh,
first time in a long
nice.
time. And I'm
Nice.
trying to get myself in shape.
Hey, round is a shape.
Yeah, hey, but I'm trying to get my summer vibe together.
As my
Despite
as my Virgo sister Melita Opago used to say in her comedy act, rest in peace. But round is a shape.
Archer's in the building, and
You
Archer
know
says
what?
we have an echo.
And we cannot get rid of that echo, and I'm not sure how to get rid of it. We have reconnected everything. I have put on echo cancellation. So if you have any ideas, any help, please let us know. Because I've gone to the forums, I've tried to ask. I
Yeah,
have
we're looking at you, Archer.
no idea how to get rid of this echo. I have the echo cancellation on, but we are still coming through with this echo. And
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on with it.
and
We've
I
tried
know,
everything.
Kenny, if you have sound coming out through your computer and your headphones, that could be causing it too. There's no sound coming.
There's no sound. There's no sound coming out on my computer.
Okay, because
There's no sound coming out of my computer. No.
now I
It's all
know
through my
I'm
headphones.
using the Roadcaster on my end.
I'm not when I plug in the Roadcaster. Well, we'll figure it out because when I plug in the Roadcaster, it doesn't. I can't seem to hear anything when I plug in the Roadcaster at all.
If the monitor is on, outputting to the main audio, and I don't on the Roadcaster, I don't have the monitor on, so I don't know why that would be happening. Um, and
Yeah.
I have my sound setting to Rodecaster Duo main stereo, and because I would love to troubleshoot it because we used to not have this echo problem, but now it seems like it is a problem
Now we
every
now we
single
do.
week.
Yeah. Now we do.
And I
Yeah.
love to debunk it or to just
Get it
figure
out. Yeah.
out what is with the echo. I wanted to try to do some troubleshooting, but you weren't available. So, um,
Yeah. I was
yeah.
working this morning. Then I fell asleep after work, And then I got up, and I said, "Oh man, I got stuff to do. I had to go to the store. I had to go to the store, get my stuff for my lunch for the week, and I went to the gym to work out.
And yes, I am using Ecamm.
Yes, Archie, we're using
And
Ecam.
I even asked in the Ecamm forums, hey, is there something I could do to get rid of the echo? Okay, so all right, Archer's like, keep the show rolling. He'll think of some stuff because we have been trying. Oh wait, Kenny no longer has the echo, so I still have the echo. How do I get an echo?
I don't know.
I
I don't
don't
know.
know. How did
I
I
don't
get
know.
the echo? I didn't think I had an echo. Ah, I'm not sure how to combat this. So I must be doing something wrong in my settings, and I have what I'm hearing Kenny through. I turned that down, so if that was echoing, to get rid of that. All right, I have no idea. I have
Yeah.
no clue.
No, no. But you know what? While you look at the settings, I like to say something to our audience real quick.
Okay.
Hi, I just thought of this as I was coming upstairs to do the podcast to my room. And Kathy and I, we do this for fun. We do this to make people smile and reminisce and look at things, that they used to do in the past or things they like now that's going on in entertainment, movie, TVs, whatever. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about social issues. But I do want to say one thing on all that. We don't do this because this is a safe space. And this is a place where we want you to have a good time. We want you to smile. We want you to laugh. We want you to engage. But we all have to be alive in order for us to engage. So let's stop the hate and the violence and trying to kill each other because we disagree with each other. Let's just stop it. Now, on to your regularly scheduled program.
Wow, where did that come from? I guess I'm not as in tune with the news, so I missed whatever sparked
Yeah,
that.
well, So we're going to start with the news that we have, our pop culture news. And this is something Chris Lee spoke out today. Well, not today, I think over the weekend. As you all know, Trump gave him a pardon. He got a pardon, and Todd Chrisley got a pardon, and he was in jail. And then coming out of jail, he spoke out against the prison system because he noticed that people of color were not getting treated as well as he was. And I'm only bringing this out because I saw some commercials, and I've never watched this guy's show, and there was something about him I didn't like at all. But the fact that he went to jail and came out and said that, I might have to watch some old shows now to see what this guy's about. Because that, to me, that's a big step for you to go in and for this clean cut white guy to come out and say, "Hey man, I was locked up and I noticed I was getting preferential treatment. I was
It was a
getting
different
like,
kind of lockdown, probably.
yeah, it was, oh yeah. I'm sure he wasn't in like, he wasn't in Oz or anything like that. But
Oh, you know what? I had to stop watching Oz because I couldn't sleep after I would watch Oz. Oz was disturbing.
yeah, I never watched Oz.
It was. I mean, there was some
I seen the
really
clips from
strong
Oz and like, yeah.
performances, but it was just disturbing. I mean, God
Yeah,
bless you
I
if you
thought
could
some of
watch
that stuff.
Oz.
I thought they were really doing some of that stuff to some of the people. That's how real it was. I'm like, yeah, I can't watch this. People
Yeah,
liked it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
yeah. Oz
I
Oz
can't.
was
I can't
intense.
co-sign on this at all.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, you should ask your mother because she used to watch that show. I didn't. I hate reality TV, but I know she was she was watching the Chris Lees all the
The
time.
Chris, yeah, really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Next on the news, we
I think I got some
have
news
the
stories under my
final
water.
season of Stranger Things is coming out, season 5. And we're going to do season 5 on, well, they're going to do season 5 in a 3-part series. Like they did season 4, but this season 4 in 2 parts. Season 5 is going to be in 2 parts. So it's going to be November the 26th is part one. Christmas Day is part two. And the finale of the whole series is going to be on New Year's Eve.
Oh, so they're taking advantage of the holiday.
Yes,
Ah,
they
that's
are taking advantage of the holiday.
that's that seems pretty smart.
Yeah, because people will be home and there's not a lot of new shows on at that time. So you might as well get in when you fit in and take advantage of it.
Oh,
Also, there's something I did not put, I forgot to put in the notes, and I don't see how I forgot to put this in the notes, but we need to talk about the passing of Loretta Swit from MASH.
okay, yeah.
And Loretta Swit from MASH passed away last week or this week. And I believe she was 80.
I thought she was 80. Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know. I didn't have I had seen something on it, but I don't know how old she was.
Yeah, Loretta Swit was, I'm looking at it right now. She was 87 actually. She was 87 years old. We all know her from MASH. It is said that she is the prototype for the Miss Piggy Muppet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. When they
Okay.
made Miss Piggy, it was kind of after the Hot Lips character from MASH.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's some new
Yeah,
learning for me. You learn something
you
every
know me. I
day.
got I got to bring something. I got to bring something.
Yes, you always bring something.
I got to bring something. You do all the technical stuff. At least I could do is bring a little something extra. So that's what we got going with there. And that's the only news we got. Not a lot of news and it wasn't some other news, but I don't know.
Oh, there was other news, but you just
No. There were things that happened, other news and entertainment and pop culture that happened.
okay.
I just didn't feel like talking about it.
So you're done with the Diddy trial?
I'm not done with the Diddy trial. Nothing really big happened in the Diddy
No,
trial. Yeah, nothing really big happened in the Diddy trial. I mean, we all know
just
if
the
the,
one
the
assistant came forward,
yeah
Mia, who kind of confirmed some of the stuff from Cassie's testimony. It seems like they should have had her right after they had Cassie, and more people
yeah
might have been inclined. Like it would have given more validity, I think, to her statement. But
for
evidently,
more
they
people
know
to come
what
and
they're
speak up.
doing.
Yeah,
And but my thing is, I think there are some other people, like some other higher ups, that are probably not never going to be like held accountable for like their bad behavior. I don't know.
I think we are. I don't think we're getting. I don't think we're getting all the celebrities that are involved. There's
Mm.
got to be more celebrities involved.
Oh,
I,
definitely.
there's got to be, and I don't know whether they're buying their freedom or what they're doing, but he hung around a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Justin Bieber always said that he was not molested or nothing happened or he didn't see anything.
Like
I
he's
want to know
going to
what Usher has to say.
confess.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to know what
and
Usher has
even
to say.
even Usher, he's probably not telling everything.
I
Everything.
want to know what Jennifer Lopez has to say.
Oh yeah. She knows things.
You think Jen don't know nothing?
Oh my goodness. She might have been the original she might have
Freak
been
off.
the
Yeah, she might.
template for the freak off. Who knows? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's rumored that's why Ben Affleck broke up from her is because he heard about some of the things she had to do. And
Hey.
he's probably looking at her like, you did what? The who? The how many people? How many times? Huh? Oh, you're a real freak.
Well, again,
Okay,
by the
I'm
time
good.
she married him, that was like her third or fourth marriage anyway. So she was,
Yeah, true. She's no How do
He
you
was
go through so many different marriages? I don't know. I don't understand that.
hey, you know. And again, it could be that whole thing of finding that right person for you, and you know, he just hasn't
You ain't got to
found
keep marrying them so quick, though. Like, hold off. Like, after 2 or 3 times, if it don't work, stop marrying people.
that. That's a thought.
Live in sin for 5 years or so. I don't know.
Well, some people don't want to live in sin.
I'm just saying, getting married ain't working for you. You might as well. Oh, you know what? Somebody told me yesterday at a
What?
show. You're going to like this. This guy walked up to me when I was performing. We did the band did a Porch Fest yesterday in Tuckerton, New Jersey. And this guy said he was an actor and he'd been in TV and TV movies. He said that I sound like Chris Rock. He says, nobody's ever told you that? I'm like, nobody ever told me that. And I said, really? And he goes, that right there, it sounds like Chris Rock. Like, I don't think so.
That might be a case that all y'all sound alike.
Well, the funny thing is that he said it, and Chris was standing right there. Chris Rockwell was standing right there. Chris Rockwell, you met Chris. He's this
Yeah.
white guy, very, very good talented performer. And Chris looks at the guy like, and looks at me and goes, he's white. I think I lost it. I started laughing. The guy goes, right there. Like, okay. So,
Right there.
right there. So today we are talking about the TV show Family Matters.
Oh wait,
No,
Family
Family
Matters.
Ties.
Oh,
Family
okay.
Ties.
Oh,
Family Ties. My bad.
dude,
Family Ties.
are you
I
slipping
am all
into
over the
some
place this week.
dementia?
I am all
Family
over the place this
Matters.
week. Let me tell you something, man.
I know, although I have to say, and again, I think some of it has to do with timing because Family Matters is a show. Even though I know who Urkel is or whatever, I never really watched it. It wasn't one of my week to week watches. But I think because Family Ties was earlier in the '80s, and it was one of those shows that I think I watched. Um, I, again, I think it was about the time I had graduated from high school when it started, and I think I watched it, pretty faithfully. Was it a part of Thursday night lineup, or because at
No,
one time NBC had like a killer Thursday night lineup.
no, it wasn't. Hold on a second. I'm gonna tell you what it was because I wrote it down. It was
I didn't see it
part
in the
of.
notes. You were a
I
little
didn't put
light
it
on
in there.
notes this week, so I didn't have a lot of notes to go on.
Um, okay, so it
For
was on
those of you who
NBC.
don't know, again, how the show works or how we kind of do this whole pop culture thing, Kenny usually comes up with some of the news items as well as whatever list for whatever we're talking about for this particular week. And his chosen topic was family ties. Usually I get the list pretty early in the week. I didn't get this list this early, so we're 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 floating today. We're just
Yeah,
floating.
well, Okay, so uh, the show started on Thursday nights,
Okay. It was Thursday.
and
But it wasn't a part of what NBC had as that real
no,
big
no, it was
Thursday night.
NBC. Well, the first 2 seasons aired on Wednesday nights. Then after that, it went to Thursday nights, and then the last season went to Sunday. The sixth season was moved to Sunday nights, where it stayed in for the seventh and final season.
Well, that's how you know you're in trouble when they start shifting around your
Movie,
nights.
start moving you around, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could have moved it somewhere where behind another show or in front of another show that wasn't doing so well on Thursday.
Mm.
But then when you get Sunday night, you kind of like, okay, well, this is going to be it.
Yep. That's what
'Cause
happened to my
everybody's,
X Files. They
yeah,
started out
everybody's
on
watching it.
Friday night, but I guess, but they lasted for a while on Sunday nights, but eventually, you know, no more X Files.
Well,
Although it's supposed to be coming back.
The X-Files crowd is not the football crowd, probably.
Oh, definitely not.
You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on what you put on that
Although they
night. Like,
did have an episode after the Super Bowl that got pretty good ratings and reviews. I think it was Leonard Bates. Um, and that episode starred Paul McCrane from fame, and that was a pretty good episode, I thought.
so
And that's how big an X File nerd I am. I can
that you are really,
name
Kathy is
episodes.
the biggest X Files nerd that I know. She's the only X Files nerd that I know, actually. And
I was cleaning stuff out in the garage and just throwing away stuff, but I found I have a Scully uh, action figure. I would say it's mint in box because it hasn't been taken out of the box, but the box is kind of open, so I guess it's no
is that the
longer
one I gave you?
considered mint in box. Yeah, but
That's
the
the one I gave
box,
you.
yeah, the seal on the box is open, so it's not quite mint in box. So, although
I'm
that's how I
sorry.
kept it mint in box, I don't take my action figures out like you.
I have some that I took out because I got to play with them, and I have some that are in box. I have some action figures in box.
Some mint in box, some out of box. All right, hey,
Yes. So
it is what
for
it
those
is.
who don't know, Family Ties. The premise of the Family Ties show is that it's these liberal parents that are raising these three kids. These guys are like, they talk about they were hippies in the 60s and everything like that. They were part of the free love movement and the hippies and everything like that. I think one time they said they were at Woodstock and all that kind of stuff. So, even though they don't, even if they don't say it, and they try to be like these respectable parents. We all know, like hippies in the 60s, we all know they're probably just coming down from a high now that they're raising kids because, come on, really? And the thing with it is that these liberal parents, but their one son, Alex, is conservative. Like he idolized, I think was he idolized like Ronald Reagan or Nixon or something at the time. So he
Yeah, I
was
think
like
it was
this
Ronald Reagan.
yeah,
He
he
was a
was
big
like this.
fan of.
He's like this big conservative, and if the parents clashing with Alex a lot, and that was the premise of the show. They had two daughters, Mallory and what was the other girl's name? Uh,
All I can remember is Tina Yothers, but I know
yeah,
I
Titi
can't.
was Jennifer,
Oh,
Jennifer
Jennifer.
Keaton and Mallory Keaton. Justine Bateman, who was Jason Bateman's sister, and Tina Yothers rather, who was Jennifer Keaton. Alex P. Keaton, of course, was Michael J. Fox, who we all know who Michael J. Fox is. And Michael Gross played Stephen Keaton, the father. And Meredith Baxter played Elise Donnelly Keaton, and she was the mother.
Meredith Baxter
So,
Burney.
and,
Well, at one
and
point she was Meredith Baxter Burney, but
then one point, yes. And then we had Brian Bonsall, who was Andrew Keaton, because later on, I guess, jumping the shark, they brought a baby on.
oh
At least got pregnant,
yeah,
and they brought another kid on.
they do
There
that.
was
Any
Mark.
show that's had more than like 5 or 6 seasons, you know what? They'll bring in a new kid or a new baby.
A new character, a new
Because
kid.
I've
That's
been
like that.
watching Modern Family, and I know that show has gotten a lot of acclaim, but there was so much wrong with it. But okay, I'm sorry, I'm off on a tangent. I'll come back. I'll come back to the fray.
I tried to watch Modern Family, and I just wasn't feeling it. It just, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. We also have Mark Price as Alex's friend Skippy.
Oh, that's right, Skippy. Yeah.
Skippy wasn't the sharpest tool to shed sometimes.
Mm,
And he was always in love with Mallory, and she was always turning him down.
of
But
course.
Mallory had Scott Valentine.
Oh, right, Nick.
Nick Moore was her boyfriend, and you didn't think that character was going to stay, but he wound up staying. And Nick Moore wound up being kind of like a Fonzie of the show, man. He was kind of like It's cool. Nick was cool. And then you had Tracy Poland, who played Alex's girlfriend, Ellen Reed. And the great thing about this is that Tracy Poland and Michael J. Fox ended up getting married. And they're still married to this day, one of those long Hollywood weddings.
Mhm.
Courtney Cox, before Friends,
Before,
was
right. Was his
before
first
Friends,
girlfriend. Yeah.
before Friends, but after she danced with the boss, she was Alex's girlfriend, Lauren Miller. A lot of people showed up on the show. River Phoenix was on the show. Corey Feldman was on the show.
Reva,
Tom Hanks,
yeah.
yeah,
We talked
Tom
about
Hanks
Tom
was on the
Hanks
show.
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, Will Wheaton was on the show.
Will
Gina
Wheaton?
Davis. We got in it. I think that was one of the
Oh,
main
I
places we got
remember.
introduced to Gina Davis on the show.
I remember when Gina Davis was on the show. Yes.
She was in 2 episodes as the maid, as the
Yes.
housekeeper maid that
Chris.
Alex was in love with. Christina Applegate, Crispin Glover was on the show. Julie Louise Dreyfus was on the show. There's a whole bunch of celebrities that were on the show. Um, who were on there. Um, that made this show. And these people, when you see them on the show, this is before they were like famous. This is before Julie Louise Dreyfus and Christina Applegate and Crispin Glover, and who would wind up working with Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future later on. And Tom Hanks. This was when Tom Hanks. I think he was just off of Bosom Buddies and maybe his appearance on Happy Days. And this was before Tom Hanks was really big. And Corey Feldman, of course, River Phoenix. I think was a very young River Phoenix. So this show kind of helped launch a lot of different careers. And let's talk about where they are now. Right now, Michael J. Fox, who's probably the most popular one from this show, Michael J. Fox. You have to excuse me. I used my voice a lot yesterday, so I'm a little hoarse today. During the Porch Fest, between singing and then in the after party, you get a lot of performers together in the after party, and everybody's going to touch the mic. And I apparently touched the mic a couple of times. So, but Michael J. Fox played Alex P. Keaton. Um, he now has, well, as we all know, Michael J. Fox went to go star in the Back to the Future series.
Did he do Teen Wolf first, or was
He
Teen
did
Wolf?
Teen Wolf first. I believe he did Teen Wolf first.
Hmm. And then Back to the Future, which is just like I don't know.
Yes.
Like I was not a fan of the second or third movie, but the first movie is such a perennial favorite, like a classic. I don't think you could do it better. Although it is curious, have you ever seen any of the scenes with Eric Schultz as
No,
Marty McFly? Okay,
I've never
because
seen
I
those.
believe they might be somewhere out there on the internet. I would be curious to see that.
Yeah. Well, he also did Secret of My Success, another good popular one. Teen
Oh
Wolf.
yeah, I like that.
He did actually Back to the Future and Teen Wolf came out the same year.
Okay.
Um, uh, Casualties of War, Doc Hollywood, The Hard Way.
Oh, I love Doc Hollywood. I wonder
Never
what
seen
happened.
Doc Hollywood.
You've
Never
never
seen Doc
seen
Hollywood.
Doc Hollywood?
I've never seen that. Why do you keep doing that to me?
What? But it's such a. I mean, again, it's a rom com, but it is just such a cute little movie. Oh, back to the interstate, Ben Stone. Back to the interstate. Oh,
He's
that's
what
a
he was.
must watch.
He did the voice of Stuart Little 2, Stuart Little 1, and Stuart Little 2. He was in Mars Attack.
Oh,
Um,
Mars Attack was fun too.
yes, so he was in a lot of different things. And as far as TV goes, at the Family Ties.
Oh, and he
Um,
was in The American President. You didn't
oh,
mention
yes,
that one.
American President was one of my favorite Michael J. Fox roles.
and he was just in there small. Um, let's just take a look at some of these comments. It's like Michael J. Fox slept about 0 hours. He filmed Back to the Future at night and the TV show in the morning. Oh gosh,
Wow.
that
Oh
was
yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, yeah. Archie, you were correct. I
and
did hear
and
that.
it's almost like when you think of, oh, what's the guy who played Black Panther? Um
Chadwick Boseman.
oh yeah, Chadwick Boseman, who I think knew about his sickness, and he played so many different roles from Thurgood Marshall to 42. Hank Aaron. It was just like you, it almost felt like Michael J. Fox, might have known that his body was not gonna, help him get and do all he could do because he was burning it at both ends at such a young age. But even like, I wonder if he had been like genetically, like, well, I guess they didn't have all those genetic markers and different things that could identify
Yeah.
if something was wrong, you know. But he has been doing all this research to help with Parkinson's disease. But he has still been acting and still doing things like you mentioned, some of these
Actually, I think
television roles.
it was just announced that he's going to be in something. I believe an Apple show this
Oh,
year.
Shrinking.
Shrinking, yeah, shrinking. We said, yeah, we
And,
said it last week.
right. Because you said you've never watched Shrinking. And I
Yeah, I've
tell
never
you,
watched it.
I love Jason Segel. And I mean, I loved him since Freaks and Geeks, which again, you probably didn't watch Freaks and Geeks either.
I
Which
didn't watch Freaks
I
and
have
Geeks.
to
No,
confess, I did not watch it. It only lasted one season.
right as I say that right now, Archer's typing like Kenny,
Yeah, bruh. Y-
bro.
um, I didn't watch Freaks and Geeks when it originally was on, and I think I actually, you know what, my library is oh, no more echo, by the way. Okay. My library used to have DVDs you could rent. They don't do that anymore. I think they've um donated or turned in
Yeah,
their DVD
nobody watches
collection.
DVDs anymore.
I know it's so sad, but I have so many
I
DVDs.
collect DVDs.
I need to find a way to transpose my VHS tapes into a DVD format or
Yeah,
something because
there's machines for that.
I know I have so many of them.
I think
Uh,
that I think your father might have one.
he may somewhere, and it might be in this storage area I have down here. Anyway, but Freaks and Geeks was a show I watched actually like on DVD because I missed the original run of it. Um, but it was one of those, and I know we did a show on it a while ago, like those one season wonders, like things like Freaks and Geeks, Firefly, My So Called Life, shows that were just, I think, epic and but only lasted one season. But yeah, Michael J. Fox will be in Shrinking, and I think Shrinking is coming up on its third season. But it's an Apple show, so it's no telling when that season will be out. I think it's funny. I love it. I love Harrison Ford in it. Wendy Malick is in it. She's hysterical. Um, yeah, I just think it's a good show. It's worth checking out. And you do have Apple Plus or whatever it is because you're a part of my
Yes,
family
I do.
plan.
I do. Yeah, I do. Well, even besides that, I have it also.
Okay.
So yeah. So
So
um,
you should let me give you the list. You need to check out Ted Lasso, Shrinking, and if you can handle those two, I would check out Severance. Now, Severance is it, and I have to confess that when it first came out and I tried to watch it, I didn't get into it and I kind of set it aside. But then for this last season before it started, I binged it and I really got it's a rabbit hole that you could go way deep in. You talk about going into some rabbit holes with the P Diddy trial. Uh if you go on YouTube, there is a Severance rabbit hole labyrinth that is just way too deep. Way, way too deep.
so
So anyway, back to
I,
it.
I'll, I'll try to watch them. Yeah.
But yeah,
Next, I'm gonna go to. I'm not gonna go to Meredith. I'm gonna go to the. I'm doing the kids first. We're gonna
okay.
go to Justine Bateman.
Ah,
Justine Bateman played Mallory Keaton. She was on the show the whole time. I Justine Bateman was one of those people who I had a crush on growing up.
of course you did.
Of course, I had a crush on Justine Bateman. A lot of guys did. Um, she is a writer, producer, actor, director. One of my favorite B-rated movies that nobody else seems to like. She was in, which is Satisfaction.
I actually like Satisfaction.
I
I
love
actually liked it
Satisfaction.
more than Mystic Pizza, and I know like those were two of like the breakout Julia Roberts roles. But I actually who was it? Liam Neeson is in
Yeah,
Satisfaction.
Liam Neeson, Justine Bateman, Julia Roberts,
What's the
Deborah Harry makes an appearance,
okay, yeah. Satisfaction was
and
fun. And you know what my
Satisfaction was
favorite
fun.
scene in that movie is when
What
they're
is?
in the van singing Aiko Aiko Ane.
I
Talking
think that
about
is a good
hey now,
scene. That
hey
is a
now.
good scene. That is a good scene. No,
Any
my
kid.
favorite movie, my favorite scene in that movie is when Julia Roberts is in, and they keep going, they're knocking on the door. We're going to get something to eat. You want to come? Like, no, no. And then they're like in there the whole time and whatnot, and they're in that room and whatnot, and just the whole
And the
movie
whatnot.
itself is, yeah, they were,
Yeah.
so the whole movie
I mean,
itself is like a cool
it's
movie to
not
me.
going to win any Academy Awards, but it was
No, it
fun.
did no, no. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going. It's not going to the Library of Congress or anything like that. But it's
But it was a
you
fun
know.
romp.
But now she is mainly not in the spotlight anymore as far as acting as much. She does a lot of behind the scenes stuff as far as writing, directing. She wrote a feature film, directorial debut Violet, which premiered at the 2021 SXSW Film Festival.
Is that South
So,
by Southwest?
yeah, yes, South by Southwest Film Festival. She's a producer and she's produced some things. So she's been active behind the screens. And I believe now she is married. And she has two children and she's married. And she's a supporter of net neutrality. Oh, you know what, too? On Michael J. Fox, we got so tied up in talking about his movies and things. I forgot to mention that he has the Michael J. Fox Foundation to increase research for curing Parkinson's disease. He's published 4 memoirs, and he was Time Magazine's 2024 list of most influential people.
Oh, cool.
So, but yeah, Justine Bateman
I,
is none of that. She's just writing, producing. She's
well, I will say that during the pandemic, um, I would see and hear from her a lot in there was an app called what was the app where people were talking and gosh, I can't even think of it.
Clubhouse.
It was hot for a minute. Clubhouse, yes. She
Okay,
was
it's still
always
hot.
Clubhouse is still hot. Oh, I thought it kind of
People
died.
still on Clubhouse. People still on Clubhouse.
Okay,
Yeah.
but she would be on Clubhouse a lot. There were a lot of different chat rooms I would see her in, and but anyway, but yeah, Justine Bateman.
So next we have Tina Yithers. Yithers, who, um, besides having a career as an actress, she retired from acting and focused on her music career. She has, however, appeared on several game shows and reality shows since. Um, she's appeared as a child contestant on The Weakest Link, and
You are
she,
the weakest link. I
yeah.
used to love that show.
So I never watched that one either. So she's done some other things, but she's been focusing on a music career, and I believe she's a recording artist, and she has some different things out. I don't have. I mean, she might be just doing local music stuff right now.
I
Because,
know.
and I want people to feel like if they're not in the spotlight anymore, I don't want people to feel like they're like has-beens or washouts. Because during the time of the sitcom, a lot of these people, like Tina others, like the guy who played Urkel, like the cast from Happy Days, the cast from like the original Wonder Years, a lot of these people, a lot of these young kids invest their money in a way where they never really have to work again. Like they made a lot of money. You know, Jaleel White is always like, he made a lot of money wearing them suspenders and acting like a nerd. That made him very rich. That man probably does not have to work again from doing that show. And especially once they do the show long enough, like Family Ties, Family Matters, and other shows where the show goes into syndication, they're always getting a check.
They're always going to be making that
They're,
bank.
they're always going to be making that money. The trick is,
Although you
you
don't
know,
see a lot of like 80s and 70s like rerun. Like it's like now they're starting to show the shows from the 2000s in reruns. Like you
yeah,
can't turn on the TV without seeing like right now Big Bang Theory or
yeah, oh yeah,
King of Queens or Friends. Like
yeah.
it seems like the later stuff. And I know in the 70s there was a big kind of nostalgia for the 50s, and I don't know, I'm waiting for the nostalgia for the 80s. When are we going to see more of those? Like when are they going to be showing, or shows from the 70s? We didn't get like I don't see a lot of people airing episodes of WKRP in Cincinnati or
I would look if somebody aired
Welcome Back
WKRP in
Cotta.
Cincinnati. You know why? I'm gonna tell you one reason why you don't see a lot of KRP in Cincinnati in syndication.
Why?
A lot of times, especially Howard Hessman, would play
Oh,
records.
because of the
Yeah, the
copyright
copyrights. They would just like randomly just play records, and they whatever they liked to play, that's what they would play. And they didn't have the copyrights for those, so there's a lot of legal issues going with putting that on syndication. And in order to get KR, in order to see KRP, which I need to record this part and send it to all my kids because Father's Day is coming. You would have to spend like the $80 to get the seasons on DVD. Because even if you catch it on Prime, KRP, you would have to pay like $1, $2 an episode to watch it.
Oh wow.
With
So
doing that, I might as well just buy the seasons on DVD.
buy the DVD. Well, while you're
Yeah.
doing that, let me thank everybody who's hanging out with us in our live studio audience for checking us out. Know that you can check us out on our website, kathyandkenny.com. You can also catch us on Who's Got Next Radio and the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. But we appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that uh, like button and subscribe to the channel. We finally hit over 100 subs, and I think if we actually put out some live videos, or not live videos, but um, pre-recorded videos, we could up that number. So that's what we're going to work on for the remainder of this year. But we thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Sunday night. Always awesome.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's always else. Also great. So next we'll talk about Meredith Ann Baxter. I keep want to say Baxter Burney, but it's Baxter. It's Meredith Ann Baxter. She was married like 3 or 4 times, really,
mm.
and then she decided I'm not doing men no more. I'm going to be a lesbian. So now she's married to a woman.
The way you say that, it's like maybe I don't know. She was a lesbian all along, and maybe
No,
that's why these
she married.
marriages didn't work because
That
she
could be
wasn't
why it
being
didn't
true
work.
to who she was.
Yeah, it was a Ross situation.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
a Ross
Well,
situation.
Meredith Baxter Burney, I remember from like you want to talk 70s. You know,
Uh-oh. Come on, take me back.
take me
Take me
back.
back.
Family. Um, Matthew Broderick's dad actually was the patriarch in Family. Seda Thompson, Meredith Baxter Burney. I can't remember Christy McNichol from
Yeah. Oh,
Empty Nest
yes.
was Buddy
Yes.
on Family. Oh my God.
Yes. Just a big
Now
nickel.
we're going back. See, now I'm
Now you're going
swaying
back.
into. I know you're more Gen X, but that's a baby boom thing. If you remember shows like Family and James at 15.
I remember those shows, and I'm
Yeah,
Gen X.
yeah. Okay, all right. Because that'll take you back. If you've got a
So
passion for fashion and you've
if
got a
you got a
craving for
craving for
savings,
savings, take the
take the
wheel of
wheel
the
of your
automobile
automobile
and
and
move
swing
on
on
down
down
to
to Ideal.
Idea.
I'm
Give us the beat. Give us the beat. So yeah, Meredith, she played the mother. She played the matriarch, and she did a great job of it. She was in a couple other movies. All the President's Men. She was in All the President's Men. Ben, which kind of creeps me out a little bit. That
She
movie
was in
creeps me
Ben.
out.
I never
She was
saw
in Ben.
Ben because I couldn't do scary.
Yeah, I
I'm a
couldn't
big
do.
pup.
Yeah, I couldn't do all the rats. I just.
Ben Willard.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. So, she did a lot of stuff in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, a lot of TV performances. Now um she has a book. Her book is called Untied. It was a New York Times bestseller,
Hmm.
and she's been married and divorced 3 times. And I don't have a wife's name here, but excuse me. She is also a breast cancer survivor.
Oh wow, that's pretty
She's
amazing.
also she's a vegetarian, but yeah, she was married to Robert Louis Bush, then David Burney, and then Michael Bludgett, and now she is with since 2013. She's been with Nancy Locke.
Hmm.
So and as a father, we're going to go to Michael Gross. Michael
A very
Gross
unfortunate name, by
played
the way.
what?
Gross.
Gross. Hey, it's his name. It's his name. He played Stephen Keaton.
Stephen Keaton.
He was the father,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the one trying to keep his kids straight throughout the
Oh, he's
whole.
Stephen
You know, he was the one trying to be like that dad, and
Keaton. That dad. It makes me laugh. Okay, I'm sorry.
anywho, you probably seen him on Tremors. Um, yeah, he was in all the Tremors series and everything else. Boston Legal. He played the main character's father in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was
So
in How I
I
Met
remember
Your
seeing
Mother.
that. Huh? Yeah, he was
I
in
didn't
How I
know
Met
he
Your
was in
Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
He's in How I Met Your Mother. So right now he's still
Oh,
acting.
I remember. Yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
do. I do remember. All right.
he's
Mm-hmm.
still acting. Yeah, because he was cheating on his wife and
It's coming back to me.
yeah, Ted
Pretty
caught him
new.
cheating on his wife. So even up until um last year, he was in Chosen Family and Married Gentlemen, those movies, and he's just acting and acting and acting. He's still out there doing different things and acting, and probably still getting those residuals from Family Ties
Oh yeah,
from when it shows on different channels.
living that life.
Living that life. And the main cast, that's where they are now.
You
Of
forgot
course,
about
we know what happened to Courtney Cox and
you forgot
Tracy
about
Pollan.
the youngest the
Oh,
kid
the
they
youngest
brought.
one. Oh, the little boy. Yeah, Brian Bossel. Yeah. He also, like his TV sister, went into music. So he's a rock musician, a singer, guitarist, a former child actor because he got out of child acting. His rock band is the Ataris, like the video game Ataris.
Oh, okay, I get
And
it.
he played the son of Wolf on the Next Generation. He, but yeah, now he's in the music. He's been arrested a few times. The child actor syndrome.
Oh yeah.
2 years probation. Then he was arrested. He was arrested in 2007, and 2009, and 2010. So one time he was assaulting his girlfriend.
Well, that was
Um,
about 14 years ago, so hopefully he's gotten his life together.
no, well, 2 times he got arrested for assaulting his partner,
Oh,
and then he got
that's-
marijuana charges,
oh Lord.
and they keep giving him probation. Man, it's amazing what being a white celebrity will do for you.
Somebody like Diddy don't want to hear that mess.
Diddy don't want to hear that. Diddy. Wait a minute.
What they ain't find no I I had some MD.
All they found was baby oil.
Baby oil. They arrested me for
You
having
found
too much
marijuana on him,
damn
and he's
baby
beating his
oil.
woman. You found weed, and he beating his woman, and he get probation. And y'all got me on trial for baby oil.
Oh, he's gonna slip out of it. So there you go.
Chrisley, then he's like, Chrisley's right. Chrisley's right.
Chris. Oh man. All right.
Uh, woo.
Now I did read about the guy who played Nick, and
Scott
that
Valentine.
Scott Valentine, like his initially I think his character was only supposed to be on for like one or two one or two shows, but he was so popular that they kept bringing him back, and they actually tried to um build a couple of different what do you call them spin-offs uh from him, but I guess they never took off. I think the last spin-off was scheduled to air towards the end of the run of the show, but I think there was some kind of like national uh upset that happened, so
Yeah.
it didn't
He
get traction.
he is a look, it's that sitcom money. And I think a lot more actors from the 70s and 80s
Hmm.
knew it wasn't going to last long and knew how to invest their money. He's a partner of Excelsior Capital Partners, a boutique investment firm that focuses on the renewable and sustainable energy sector.
Oh, nice.
So he still does some acting, I believe,
Hmm.
and he's also, invested his money into a company.
Okay.
So, that's
Are
that's.
you good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm very good.
Just checking. I hear buzzers and everything going off.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
very
what
good.
about what about the kid who played Skippy,
Oh,
who's
Skippy,
who's
Skippy.
constantly in love with Mallory,
And who can blame him? Who can blame him?
the annoying neighbor? You got to have one in
Yes,
every
yes.
in sitcom land.
Um, he just. I mean, he is a comedian. He does acting. Um, he was a member of the sitcom Legends tour with Marshall Warfield and Jimmy Walker.
Mm.
So I don't know if I'm on a tour with Marshall Warfield and Jimmy Walker, my career's pretty much over. I'm
Counting the days.
I'm, I'm just I'm
Hey,
just riding this out.
I would love to be on tour with Marsha Warfield and Jimmy Walker. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either.
Hey,
He really doesn't have a lot of acting credits on his
IMDb.
profile.
Oh well.
Yeah, he really doesn't have. I mean, he does some writing and producing for Disney Channel, Food Network, Animal Planet. So he's pretty much went behind the scenes
Hmm.
a little bit to make his money. So I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Got to do what you got to do.
So, why do you think so many people related to this show? Because I mean, in its heyday, it was pretty popular. What do you think
I
is the
think I think a lot of people related to the show because it told a true story in a lot of
It
different
wasn't
ways.
true. It was a sitcom, Kenny.
It was a sitcom, but it told the true story of parenting.
Hmm.
Because here's these parents who used to be hippies and used to live freeway. Now they're trying to be like responsible parents. And they have these kids that they have to tell to be responsible when they know they did some stuff in the 60s when they weren't responsible. And now, like the father worked for a public television station, and the mother, I think she was like a pro bono lawyer or something like that. So it was showed the relationship, and then these very liberal parents had this very conservative son who walked around in ties just because. In my world, Alex B. Keaton would have got beat up every goddamn day. But in this world, he was considered cool in school and people liked him. I didn't get it, but it is what it is. So there you go. I think it showed the story of in the 80s, it showed the story of people trying to raise their kids, knowing how they were in the 60s.
I get it. I get it. All right. So for next week's show, what are we rapping philosophical about next week?
I have no idea what we're talking about next week.
Okay.
What did we say we were talking about? Did we say last week what we were talking about
I
next
don't
week?
think so. I don't know whether
Okay,
we
I have no
put
idea what we're
anything
talking about
on the
next week.
calendar because we plotted out like a good like 5 to 6 months. So we actually have to
Yeah,
do
5 or 6 months ago.
yeah. So now we have to do like a mid-year refresh, and
Yes.
also we had planned to do a weekly blog that has not kind of worked to our advantage. So we are gonna pick that up again, and probably if we do get to spend some time together this summer before Juneteenth, then maybe we can come up with a strategy or a plan
We got
uh,
a whole week together.
to finish out the week to figure out hey what we're going to be doing for the
Yes, we have
year.
a whole week together.
All right. But as always, we appreciate you guys for hanging out with us, those who were able to hang out. And we are here every Sunday night. And as always, in parting, we wish you love, peace, and pop culture.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Kathy and Kenny here to say, pop culture fun in every way. Music, TV, movies,
Thank you for
so
geeking out
bright.
with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and
Join
Kenny
us
Explain
for
Pop
that
Culture.
night. Sister and brother rocking the flow, sharing all the things you need to know.